Every morning I make tea, only now it's different. I can slow down, I can take time to breathe. I don't need to rush and participate in some crazy marathon of catching the train, pushing through the crowd and arriving at work just in time. Now I make my tea, walk the few steps to my studio, sit down at my desk and draw. And it's all because about 3 months ago I quit my office job to focus more on my art. I made the decision because the job no longer fit my needs, but mostly I just wanted to have time to focus on my art projects again. And I would like to talk to you about it in today's videos a little bit more while I'm going to draw a portrait in charcoal. Let's go! You know the feeling when you get out of bed and already know the day's about to be wasted? Doing something that doesn't make sense for somebody who doesn't even care about you. Yeah, that was me going to the office every day. Always running a race against the clock. Looking forward to lunchtimes and weekends, complaining about Mondays coming around too fast, waiting for holidays to get away from it all. Dreading the daily commute and losing time that I won't get back. And yeah, it has its upsides too. It's great to have a paycheck every month. It's fun to shop for pretty dresses and not have to worry about unexpected expenses. It was great to be able to afford therapy and deal with my shit. I went to yoga and signed up for a gym and a climbing gym too. I was taking care of myself and it made me happy. But I was running a marathon. Divided between the job, family, all my hobbies and art, I had barely any time to create. And the creative process needs time. Time to think and lull, and time to play with materials and just be with the process of staring at the blank paper. So when the job became unbearable and friends and people I hanged out with dispersed, and it was no longer fun to work in that place, I knew it was time to leave. I was really scared and I thought about it a lot. I didn't want to feel useless. I didn't want to struggle financially and lose the quality of life that gave me opportunities for new hobbies and even more confidence. I was worried that I would get lonely, spending hours alone in my studio and forgetting about keeping a social life. I didn't want people asking me, when are you getting a real job? Because a lot of people don't understand quitting a job to go pursue your dreams, let alone to be an artist. But I am lucky. I have some saved money and a husband that believes in me even on the days when I don't believe in myself. And most importantly, I have ideas and feelings that need to be expressed and art that I want you to see. I want to do something that matters to me and hopefully something that you can connect to as well. And if I can take all the time that I spend commuting and working in the office and invest it in my own creative projects, well, I wonder what would happen. I want to know, and I don't want to live with the regret of not even trying. When I quit the job and my days became quiet and slow, I realized how exhausted I was from the constant going and doing and chasing. I could finally breathe and enter my studio space. But it hasn't been easy. I quickly realized that just dreams and passion are not enough, and that it will take some real work and discipline. That also means staying focused and not getting distracted by side quests, which I often do. You know, like just another sketchbook drawing and a quick portrait to post on Instagram. But those are not my goals right now. It is not for everyone to turn something you love into a job, so yes, I have a backup plan. It's mostly to keep anxiety at bay. Honestly, it can be really overwhelming, because suddenly it is not only about making art. I spent years of drawing and honing my craft, but I still have a lot to learn about marketing, open calls and sales. I'm trying not to overthink and just make things happen, learning as I go. And yes, I have doubts, but I know that it is all about the right mindset, staying grateful, celebrating the small wins, embracing failure and learning. And if you can't yet, just pretend to be confident. So I went to my studio, I dusted off my pencils, and I got to work. I did a few drawings that I was proud of, and I also sold one which was such a boost and gave me more motivation to continue. And at the moment I have a couple of projects that I'm working on, and I would like to document for you guys. But now, while this drawing is drying, let's go for an adventure.
We look to the mountains. We don't care if it's only a dream. Nothing is really what it seems anyway. Now little by little, in the twilight's gentle flow, in the dance of fading light we grow.
I restarted this YouTube channel with the intention of documenting my art making process and the thoughts behind it. I hope it will connect with some of you. I don't necessarily want to be adding to the noise of social media, and I often feel like I have nothing to say. I guess that's why I make art in the first place. I make pictures and that's how I express myself. I am quite a shy person. Okay, perhaps until you get to know me. And if it were for me, I could just remain invisible. But I don't want my art to be invisible. Art should be seen. It is a difficult time in the world, and I think it's easy to question what is the place of art in our lives. Is it frivolous and worth pursuing? But art is a lot more fundamental than we tend to think. When war, religion, race, money or politics divide us, the value in art is connection. There is so much power in art. It challenges existing systems and can create changes. It reminds us of our humanity. Art brings us together through stories and beauty. And beauty is not just about aesthetic pursuit. In the philosophical sense, it brings meaning into our lives beyond the material and possessive. It makes us more present, like when we see an image or a sunset that arrests our attention and we experience a moment of awe and wonder. We feel joy, and we get the sense of something greater than ourselves. Dostoevsky said, "Beauty will save the world," perhaps because beauty, in its deeper sense, is transformative. I also love this quote from Jack London's Martin Eden. He was not content with the fair face of beauty. He dissected beauty in his crowded little bedroom laboratory, where cooking smells alternated with the outer bedlam of the Silva tribe, and having dissected and learned the anatomy of beauty, he was nearer being able to create beauty itself. I don't think that I can create beauty itself, but I'd like to think that I create art to participate in discovery of beauty. I cannot imagine my life without drawing and making art. It is so fulfilling to me, not only in reaching a certain level of skills and the craft of it, but also in losing myself in the process and experiencing the flow state. Also, art making helps me to understand my experiences and emotions. It is extremely satisfying to make something exist that wasn't there before. Getting my hands messy with charcoal and breathing life into the drawing, creating something of its own. Like in this case, when drawing a portrait, accuracy is important, but I wouldn't like to sacrifice the essence of the person for it. The soul and aliveness is more important to me, which is also very hard to do. Every little detail is intentional and thought of. I want to create balance and rhythm, a dance of lines, edges and textures. Something that is fun to look at and that excites the eye when you get real close. Which unfortunately is really hard to appreciate through the screen, but I hope you can get the sense of it anyway. I chose to draw this portrait because I really liked how the hair fell on her shoulder. I love how the smoothness of the face contrasts with all the textures. When I draw the hair, I keep it more expressive without rendering every little detail. It's my favorite part of the process. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would like to support me, I have some of my original drawings in my Etsy shop. I also accept commissions, and I leave all the information in the description box. And if you'd like to support the channel, subscribe, leave a comment or a like. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching.